Derbyshire. In fact, we've just made it across the border to the Peak District, and it's a beautiful day. So far 16 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Really excited. Arrived, and I got the last parking space because this gap is, I've tried to push up next to the car, but unless you've got a smart car or a motorbike, you're not getting in there. And I'm in the shade, which is perfect, and I believe this car park is free.
Gradbach car park is located in Gradbach, which is a tiny hamlet located next to the River Dane and sitting on the western edge of the Peak District National Park. You need to get there early, there's limited spaces and it is free parking. But it is the best location to start walks for Three Shires Head, Ludge Church and the Roaches. Three Shires Heads is the point on Axe Edge Moor where Cheshire, Derbyshire and Staffordshire meet. It is on the River Dane, which marks the Cheshire border in this area. On the east of the river, the border between Staffordshire and Derbyshire run north-east for about a mile to Cheeks Hill, on the higher regions of Axe Edge Moor. From Cheeks Hill, the border runs south, then east to the head of River Dove. The landmark is the Pack Horse Bridge. The bridge is Grade 2 listed and was probably constructed in the late 18th century.
So that little sign you can see behind me is a sign that points in 3 directions. This way is to Three Shires Head. So we're going the right way, which is a good start because I don't always go the right way. So I'm using a microphone this time. It's got a little muff on it, so I'm hoping this will be better in the wind, but we shall see. Little lamb sunbathing there. There's so many sheep about and little lambs. It's a great time of year to come and visit. So we're heading down to the River Dane at the moment, following this nice track. And then when we get to the river, we're going to turn right, still heading to Three Shires Head. They're everywhere. Oops. Hi. Hello. Sorry. Oh, Mummy's sheep is watching me. Oh, here we go again. So I was approaching 2 women and there was a sheep lying on its side. And I said, oh, is it asleep or dead? And they said, oh, well, it's not doing very well. And I came over and it was not very happy, shall we say. It was still alive, but it was kicking and gasping, and I don't know whether it's just died while we were there, but they were just stood there watching it. So I'm going to try and find a farmer so I can let them know. It's got tags on its ears obviously, but very sad. Hopefully it's not in pain anymore, but here we go again, another dead sheep. It did look like it was dead, and I hope it doesn't have... I suppose these lambs are old enough now to look after themselves, probably, but not very nice. So I just popped by this farmhouse to see if anyone was about, to tell them about the sheep, but it looks like there's... I knocked on the door, but nobody answered. They're probably out. Oh well. If we see anyone else, we'll let them know. I wonder if anyone's swimming today. The wind's pretty chilly still, even though it's a nice sunny day. I don't think I'd take a dip today, but I'm a bit of a fair weather wild swimmer.
Three Shires Head in the 18th century was a favourite meeting place for those with less than legal intents in the past. This includes a flash gang of illegal coin makers and bare knuckle fighters. But why was Three Shires Head their favourite meeting place? The answer is that criminals of the past used the borders to gain an edge over Cheshire constables.
Well, I guess it's time to get going again. I'm in two minds as to how far I want to go today. It's more about enjoying the day rather than how many miles I can get under my belt. So it's so peaceful here. I can quite happily sit here all afternoon, but I do think that I'll be missing out on other things. So it is time to get going and say goodbye to the little wagtail that's been serenading me while I have my lunch. And I'm going to head upstream. Three Shires, the bridge, the pack horse bridge is just there, and we're going to continue on from that bridge. Oh, there's Mrs. Wagtail. I don't know whether you can see, but now we have two wagtails. One on this rock just in front here, there, and then there's one directly behind, on the rock behind. So that's quite cute.
When a constable would arrive on the location, the criminals would escape into another shire, where it wasn't possible for them to be followed. If two constables arrived at the same time, they would simply step into the third country, and the chances of a third law enforcement arriving at the same moment was remote. These cunning criminals were mostly free to carry out their illicit dealings.
So now I've walked away from the pack horse bridge, the famous Three Shires crossing, where all the people are. It's actually quite windy, and hats off to anyone that wants to swim in that water, because that wind chill, once you get out, would be freezing. So once again, it seems like I'm a bit confused confused. The tower that's just over there, it says once you get to the tower you go up and around it, and then before you get to the road take a left. This being left coming back this way. However, I think it means carry on further on for miles, because it says the track then heads back down to the stream. Well, this track doesn't really head back down to the stream. Actually, I seem to have found myself a little scramble challenge, which then heads back to the path that I walked up, back to Three Shires, which is what I'm more inclined to do, to be quite honest. And we are down. Phew! Oh, this is where I wish I'd have bought my bigger backpack with my tea making facilities, because it would have been nice to have had a cup of tea. How English am I? But have a cup of tea at the bottom of that. Give my ankles a bit of a rest. Anyway, we're back on the path that we were on before. Just up ahead is the Three Shires meeting point, where the Packhorse Bridge meets all three rivers together. And I can't actually see anyone, and I'm hoping it's going to be nice and empty. I have a feeling that everyone's going to be on the other side of the bridge, but we'll see. I'm going to take a little break here anyway. Feet are hurting a little bit in these walking shoes. I've got music playing, I've got beer bottles left on the So I've decided to come the other way back, so I'm now taking the path on the opposite side of the Packhorse Bridge around the base of Cutthorne Hill. So I had a little paddle with the students, which was nice. Made me feel very old, but it was nice just to rest my feet a little bit and cool them down in the water. Coming down the farm track, I've come across a couple of fields I haven't filmed for a little bit, but if you look over there, there's those horses that we saw at the start of the walk, and this is the path we're taking back towards the car park. Ooh. If you've enjoyed watching this solo adventure to Three Shires, then I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel. I'll be doing a lot more solo adventures coming up. In about 10 days time I'm going to Wales on an epic adventure through Mid and North Wales all the way to Anglesey. Really hope you come along with me.